What are you going to do differently than you're doing now, or you have been doing, that's going to make this goal of having a way you're going to go from where you are now to a better business? But I would strongly recommend when you're taking notes today, put 4 columns on the piece of paper. These aren't not the scale. Like quick hits is a little tiny column. What, why, and how are going to be fairly wide. Where you should go with this, the goal of note-taking, in order to have something besides dozens of pages of notes when you leave, which I know for me, and I've seen this all kinds of people, tends not to help you when you go home so much. But if you can make sure all of your notes are structured in such a way that you're talking about what do you want to do? It's a noun. It's a thing. What do you want to have? What do you want? Describe the end date. That should be nouns. Always things. There should be no verbs in the what column. So if you want an opt-in box on your web page, that's a what? Why? What is the business benefit to having this thing? Not how you got it done. Why is just simply how you would rationalize it to yourself, to the board of directors, to your wife, to your business partner. Why is this thing important? How is it going to pay back? And then the third column is how. That's where your verb goes. What step or steps would you take to accomplish that thing? So obviously for the what, there can be many steps to the how. It's not like there's just one word or one sentence in each line. In order to accomplish something, you might be quickly scribbling in a lot of stuff under how. Remember, these are notes. This is not your final opus. If you get the keywords down in this structure, your brain will fill in a lot of the details. But if you capture the what, why, and how for a speaker as quickly as you can get your notes down, when you go back and review that, even if you didn't get every word down, it doesn't matter. Your brain will fill it in. A quick hit is simply something you can do in the context of the business most of us run, I'd say in 2 hours by yourself without getting up. The reason it's important to pull those things out up front is for 2 things. One, hey, look at that. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit out there in my world. We all have that. But 2, there's a little bit of a warning to that. We all tend to focus too much on those. We all tend to look at all of the quick things we could or should be doing. That becomes an overwhelming list, so we tend to do none of them. If there was only one, you do it. If you're looking at 50, and you don't. You go on Facebook and you start more cat juggling on YouTube. Look at that. So part of the process of overcoming that is just identifying it. These are quick things. Just if you identify them, yep, that's a quick thing I could do. I could probably knock off one of these a day for 30 days and get something done. I'll give you one example of how I think this format can help you. Let's say a speaker mentions a book. You should read this book, so-and-so. So in your column. Now, there's no significance to the order of the columns. In fact, even you could write them in a different, your system might work better if what, how, and why are in different orders. And when you're taking notes, you certainly don't have to do what, why, how. You just should be, if you can't complete that thought, then you're mistargeting your interest. So if someone mentions a book and you put, okay, well, what should I do? I'm going to get the book. And you write down the title of a book. And let's say the reason was the book talked about making more money. So let's just say it was, okay, because I want to have an upsell. So why do I want to get this book? I want to upsell. Okay, how am I going to get that book? Well, how am I going to read this book? Well, I'm going to read it with my eyes. I'm going to buy it from Amazon. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. You're right, it doesn't. So stop. As soon as it doesn't seem like, wow, that was a productive note, you did it wrong. So it's a good focus that's not really your business goal. The goal really isn't the book. Try to take that example. Let's say the goal was the thing that you thought you should do was to add an upsell to your number one converting offer. So that's a what? That is a physical thing. That's a noun that you can. It's something you can. Yep, there it is. I can touch it. I can see it with my eyes. That would be the what? To add an upsell on my number one offer. Why do you want an upsell? Well, the speaker made a case that I could make 20%. The easiest way to make 20% more income is just to offer immediately, same time, either however you do it, after checkout, part of the checkout, sell them something else. How? Well, you need to get smarter about that. So one of the how you're going to do that is I'm going to get that book because I need to know more, and that the speaker just mentioned it quickly. It's probably, I know there's more to it. So the how is, one of the steps is get booked, before I just blindly fire something up, I'll get smarter. So that made a little more sense. Like, okay, that kind of, you could explain that to your business partners when you work with is what we're doing this. That's why this is a good template. It helps you get to almost immediately, while you're organizing your thoughts, It makes it more clear what the real objective is. Reading all the books in the world, and if that was your goal and it stops there, is not going to make you any more money. So, but books can obviously, and training can obviously be a very, very important how you're going to acquire the information you need.